Hey guys, welcome back to another comic book review. Today we're going to be talking about Zatanna and the Ripper. Now, this just released today, and I've already read 6 episodes thanks to the fast passes. I have no self control. I have no self control whatsoever. I had to buy passes to continue reading, and oh my fucking god. I love this series. And I think it's probably one of the best webtoon comics by DC so far. I'm still waiting for the Red Hood and the Outlaws one, so yeah, we'll see how that goes. But okay, so today we're talking about Zatanna and the Ripper. And I was kind of hesitant, kind of not hesitant. I was like 50-50 on it. But after reading it, I was like, holy shit, this is really good. Now, honestly, I wasn't expecting the artwork to look so good. A lot of people have their own preferences on what could, be good art styles and what can't be good art styles. But this one surprised me majorly because there was so much like in this. I was like, "Oh my god, this is pretty damn good." Now, the story takes place in 2022. Like I I know a lot of people are like 2022? Zatanna's 21 in this timeline? Like, she was born in 2001, and then people are just like, you know, they're kind of. I think a lot of people focus way too much on the time. But yeah, New York, it takes place in New York, 2022. And I gotta say, it's pretty interesting of how they flipped around with the location. They go from New York to London. So it was like, whoa, okay. I think the only problem I have with that was like, wait, if we're going back in time, wouldn't it be, you know, I, I mean, I get it. This is just one minor, you know, bit area where it's a little confusing. Maybe I don't know the spells. I wasn't too sure. Like the art, like that's what won me over the most with this, and of course how everything was built up to like everything, except for the part where John Constantine has a phone. Like I was a little surprised about that part. Like you would think John wouldn't have a phone. I don't know. Maybe that's just my opinion. Like him not having a phone because I can't imagine John going into a phone store and asking for a phone plan. Maybe that's just me. I guess that's kind of stupid of me to assume that John would go inside a phone. Like, why am I talking about a phone store? Why am I talking about a phone store? This is supposed to be about the plot of the book, like not book series. But I gotta say, it stays true to like the bringing in a new audience as well as staying true to the material in itself. It's something a little different that most people are probably like, oh wow, like this doesn't look like the original Satana design. Why isn't it like, why doesn't she wear a bathing suit even though it looks identical to the freaking design she already has? And it, I think that's something people will complain about. But like I kind of like the blue with her color scheme. It kind of works for her. And honestly, I think a lot of people hold too much like, little details like that to heart. It's like, "Oh no, it's a different color now. She sucks." Or, "Oh no, it doesn't look exactly to my liking. It sucks." Like, yeah, I'm trying my best not to pull this in too much, but I think a lot of people have like, think it's inferior because it's not like, precisely what everyone else thought it would be. And I kind of like the touch of the blonde highlights in her dark hair. It really works with her, like, her modern design for this webtoon. It looks really cute. Like I kind of like how it balances the design in itself. But yeah, her not being a good magician in like, well, magic user in general in this story, it really like it was surprising because I was like, oh shit, you just made a kid disappear. How are you gonna bring him back? Uh, that was a really funny point too. Like this is all in the first episode, so don't worry if I spoil anything. Like I'm trying my best to avoid too many spoilers, but it's kind of hard to do when you're doing a review. But if you don't want to be spoiled, I'm sorry. I fucked up. But hey, we all have little fuck ups all the time. Like they fucked up, she fucked up. It's a fuck up. It's a fucked up world. Okay. Okay. Honestly, it's like looking back at the art again. I'm just like I'm thinking of how much work was put into this and how fun everything was. And the funnier part was like having a giant, and I mean giant rabbit come out of the hat. Like, how did you manage to push that thing out? Like, it's it makes me think as if like it's just like asking yourself how do you push a baby out? Like this bunny is like twice, not twice the size, three times the size of the freaking hat. I'm sorry if I'm like rambling too much. I'm just like super happy to be talking about this. And especially the effects in this. It's like the lighting in this was really good, and how quickly it turned, like how quickly it turned dangerous. It was pretty quick. But okay, let me try and skip ahead to when she's in England. The scenery in that, oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. The scenery. I I can't say enough about like, how it looks, the dynamics of it. It's oh my gosh. The scenery in it is breathtaking in my opinion. It might be simplified, but it does still bring perspective into like each and every scene as much as they can, and especially the how like the dynamics of each panel. It really is dramatic in some cases, like when the like Jack the Ripper is introduced, or that's who I'm assuming is Jack the Ripper. There might be more bad guys in this, but when Jack the Ripper is introduced, we see his giant blade, and oh my god, it's the dynamic in that, the lighting, it's perfection. It's perfection. A lot of people tend to forget about the lighting effects, and I think when it comes to lighting in general, that's something a lot of people forget. People, yeah, it needs to look shiny. It needs to look like it pulls everyone in. And this did a good job at that. It pulled me in. It made me really appreciate the effects in this. It made me appreciate how the panels looked when they were drawn in a specific way. It's definitely interesting to see how well done this is. I'm sorry if I'm like rambling too much about like lighting and stuff, but it definitely plays a good part in this. Like when you're building a scenes with magic, or when you're in a dark room, the dramatic effect of lighting. Oh my gosh. Like I feel like a lot of people don't appreciate the lighting enough when it comes to like comics in general. When you use effects like that, generally people tend to forget to add it, or they tend to misuse it in some ways. And oh my gosh. and I won't even get up, like I haven't even talked about the magic just yet. Oh yeah, there's also this cute cat sidekick character. Like I forgot its name, but I'm sure I'll probably remember it during the review. Maybe, possibly. Who knows? I have no clue. But yeah, after ending up in London, Zatanna basically has to escape from the prison of who I'm assuming is Jack the Ripper. maybe it's not. But she succeeds and, draws in the crowd. She has to get over her stage fright, like being by herself for these performances. I think that's something we don't really touch a lot, like much on when it comes to like, character dynamics. We always tend to think they're always confident this way or that way. Like you would think Zatanna is always 24/7 confident. And I have to say, hell no to that. Bring me some, good stories with, someone who starts off shy, like stage frightened and, scared of being by themselves because they usually had someone else carry that weight of confidence on themselves and not them. Well, on the other person, but not themselves in general, if you get what I mean. Evie, are you serious? Evie just ended up on my desk like the cat she is. Yes, I called you a cat. Okay, give me a minute. Sorry about that, guys. Anywho's, I think I was talking about Zatanna's confidence on stage by herself and how quickly it vanishes when she's by herself. In this performance in London for the first time, she does try to do it on her own. There is a second performance, but anyways, the effects and like the magical effects in this and how she's constantly trying to get home. She's making mistakes. It doesn't resolve the problem easily. And I gotta say, a lot of people would have been like, she should have been able to get home by now because she's Zatanna. She should be able to do it by this point. And yeah, the, that's not the point though. The point is like there's a problem in the story, so hopefully this does like it makes sense considering this like considering where she stands in the level compared to her dad. And something drastic like time travel, I would imagine that would take a while to like get fixed. So she does eventually meet the owner of the cat. Yeah, apparently the cat's name is Meat Pie. Yeah, I'm surprised too. I was surprised when I was like hearing about that name. So yeah, she finds out she's in a 1888, and boy does it get dramatically more interesting when she learns that. Uh, oh gosh, sorry. Just trying my best to like talk a little bit more on my final thoughts about this. John isn't introduced just yet. Maybe it's just because I haven't read too much ahead. Oh my gosh, too much ahead. But he does show up in a like in the current time, which is kind of funny. Oh my god, Thumbelina, you're very social today. You're very social. I don't say that lightly, but anywho's, seeing the magic effects and seeing how well the character dynamics are so far, since Zatanna is taken in by a older lady. I forgot her name. I know. I'm so forgetful. I'm so forgetful. I'm good with weird names like Meat Pie, but I'm just not good with normal people's names. But yeah, John does kind of show up once, twice, like twice if you count his phone picture, which I gotta say, it doesn't look that bad, but I don't see why he would have a phone. I guess that's the one thing about me. I'm like thinking, why does John have a phone to begin with? I would think John would be way behind people in general when it came to technology. I don't know. Maybe he does go into phone stores. It's just like I can't imagine it myself for some reason. But yeah, it's not like if you're looking for something to read that has good art, funny moments, and murder, this is definitely the story for you. I haven't reached too like I haven't seen any more bad act like not bad action but like anything with the Ripper and action with it. There hasn't been any sight of him, so I'm like, okay, I'm definitely gonna keep reading. I do recommend it if you're, again, if you're into Zatanna, you don't mind, like, age differences. Like, I think that kind of surprised me a little bit. I was like, oh, it's 2022, like it is here. Usually some artists just, like, put 20XX to express what year it is. But whatever. It is interesting to see how well the art style is and how good the lighting is. I love the lighting in this. The effects with the lights and the magic, it just looks really good. I can't express how much I like it. And some people might be like, oh, it's just lighting, but it helps make things more dramatic. And this artist definitely knows what they're doing. But yeah, I really enjoyed this so far. I'm gonna keep reading. I recommend it again to people who enjoy murder and, well, murder stories. I mean, and Zatanna superhero comics. That, like, this is simple. It's quick, but it has, like, again, it has its good moments. Like, if you're really into color and lighting like me, I highly recommend it. It sounds geeky of me to say, oh, well, I'm paying attention to the lighting, I'm paying attention to the colors used. Yeah, I sound like a dork. Anywho's, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I know it wasn't much, and I promise I will probably do another review when I read 10 more episodes. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed, and if you are new here, please hit that subscribe button. Prove to my dogs that I'm not a loser. And I hope you all have a nice and safe day. Stay safe, stay cool, and stay hydrated. This is Dazzling Kate signing the hell out of here.